What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Rnder just made a pretty damn good move, one that I wanted to talk to you about, so let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, looking at Rnder, what we can see is that it has done an absolutely phenomenal job of holding up the support level that I told you all we needed to be on the watch out for over the last few videos. I said, listen, this key level of support has an opportunity to hold. It could hold the price up, and if we continue to wick like we're doing, we could see Render's price try to make this run back above $11.70. And obviously if that happens, the door is now open for a possible move all the way up to 17 bucks. And so we needed to watch that support carefully. I also told you all that I was still going to be buying on this key level of support while it was here because it just felt like it was holding. Now, I actually did go ahead and post an HG Access earlier in yesterday. I said just bought some more Rnder at $10.08. And where you can see $10.08 was roughly right here. Boom, where this new red line is. So literally bought it right before this move. And so that purchase is now up a whopping beautiful roughly almost 10%, and at one point being up about 12%. So a beautiful buy. Buying on this support turned out to work out extremely well, and I know a lot of you were doing it also, so of course shout out and congratulations to you guys. Also, don't forget, if you do want to see when I am buying cryptos and all that stuff, check out HG Access down below. You can see when I'm buying cryptos, my financial friend Connor Kenny, a bunch of other influencers. We do live streams, seminars, we give exclusive content, you get a market recap, you get pro technical analysis from a pro technical analyst. I mean, you get everything you can think of. Altcoin reports. We have one of the best gym callers in the world posting his gyms, leading people to make massive, ridiculous gains, 136%, 36%, 76%, 9%, 143%. Go check it out. It's the most value-packed platform in crypto. So again, the link is down in the description below. But overall, that's the break. That's the breakdown. That's the recap of what's happening with Rnder. We were buying on this key level of support, and now you can see that it is now making a move to the upside. So knowing that the support has now held, what we know now is that Rnder now has a chance. Okay, this is Render's chance to make this move back above the 786 level. And if that happens, boy, oh boy, if that happens, the door to the upside is open. And I think we could see Rnder make an eventual move that could be as high, if we do make that full extension, as 109% to the upside from here. Let me break down how that works. So what we're still tracking, and don't forget, the reason why we were so adamant that we wanted to see this support level hold is quite simply because we are still within the 618 to 786 macro Fibonacci zone from our previous high all the way down to this low in which we put in back in April. Okay, now what happens is that oftentimes whenever a crypto is capable of breaking the 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone from a high to a low of this nature, right, a range of this size, once this zone is broken, it is then an open range. I mean, the likelihood is here over 50% chance that Rnder will make a move not only back above that previous high, but it's going to do something called Fibonacci extend, which means it's going to go up to its Fibonacci extension levels. In this case, $17.25 is the first one, $22.71 is the second one. Now, you can see this playing out in an example like this. Let me just remove these drawings and you can kind of see what this may look like. Okay, so let's go out to, I mean, we can really use any example, but I think this is a good one. Okay, so let's go swing high down to swing low. Okay, and look at this. Look how beautiful. So what happened was that we saw the swing high down to the swing low. Rnder came up and ran into resistance at the 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone. Ran into it again here. Came back up, ran into it again here. Got rejected. Held support though. And once it held support and broke this 786 level for the first time, it ran not only to its first fib extension, but it also ran to the second one, which is where it eventually held some support and ended up back testing this is Fibonacci extension. So you can see these interactions that are happening here, very clear as day. And none of these interactions to the upside of the fib extension were possible until we were capable of breaking this zone down here. So now if we do kind of extrapolate that to where we are now, you can see why it's so important. Because under the circumstance in which Rnder is capable of breaking this 786 zone finally, then we're in a position in which it very easily over time, maybe it pulls back, maybe it goes sideways, or maybe it just goes straight up, not only runs to the first fib extension, but also to its second one up towards $22 and starts to put in some more beautiful highs. And that's why it's so important that we were able to see this support level hold and now see this move towards the upside. And so what you need to pay attention to now is whether or not Render's price is capable of breaking this zone, whether it's not able to break 1170. If it is, and if it opens the door, I am going to start doing my buying process. I'm going to start buying more and more and more Rnder, expecting that over time, even if this happens, or even if this happens, or even if this happens, that we will start making that move to the upside eventually, and the gains can get much more continuous from there. And so where we are right now, I'm actually going to not buy any Rnder. I'm going to pause. I'm happy with the fact that I was buying down here. I don't like the idea of buying right here because Rnder still could easily do something like this, right, and continue downwards. And considering that this risk is on the table, I don't quite see the point in buying, especially if where I need to be The breakout zone is right above us. I would either be rather buying up here once we do breakout, or once the price just pulls back towards some of these lower levels and I can buy more, right? I don't see the point in buying in this little middle range, so I'm not going to. So I just wanted to update you on, listen, it made a beautiful move. It's held some support. The purchases we were doing while it hit these support levels are holding up incredibly well. All we need to see is it capable of breaking 1170, and then the door to the upside's open, and I will restart my buying process, of course, updating you all along the way. And so with that in mind, of course, I hope you guys do enjoy these Rnder updates. Rnder is one of my favorite cryptos to talk about here on the channel, so I do expect that I'll be making videos like this for a very long time. So if you do enjoy them, make sure that you do subscribe and also like this video so more Rnder followers can see it as well. But overall, I have one more video dropping for you today, I think, so make sure that you stick around for that, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.